Hello everyone, I'm back with a review. Now, a lot of people said that they wanted, well, by a lot I mean like 3 people said that they wanted, what if Kaneki wasn't an ordinary? So I'm going to do that. Then I might do part 2 to another series. Then part 2 to what if Naruto's an ordinary. Then I'll do this. Then rinse, repeat. So yeah. Now with all that out the way, it's time to roll the intro.
I think I'm losing my mind, trying to stay inside the lines. It's like you're running in place. How you keep staying the same. But baby, I guess I'm something different, and I'm okay with that. I can't fake no more smiles. That shit gon' drive me mad. I'm focused on the future, don't care about nothing else. I'm better by myself. I'm better by myself.
Now, in this, Kaneki, well, his quirk will be called Ghoul. Now, instead of him needing human flesh, in this he just needs meat. It doesn't matter if it's cooked or raw. So yeah. And his Kagane will get stronger, well, for the time that he is not hungry. Basically, as long as he has the minimum amount of food, with meat in it, then his Kagane is stronger and his physical abilities will get enhanced. If not, then his Kagane will be weaker, and what would be his normal punches if he had, the meat, will be weakened. So, yeah. Now, I'm gonna go on with the story. Don't know who my father is, but he read a book, or, well, him and his friend did. It was about a man who lived in a world of cripples. People that never could go anywhere nor go back. Just stuck in one place. But this man used his ability for others instead of for himself. And yes, he was pursued and people tried to, well, the government tried to contain him, but he always slipped them, and eventually many more had the abilities. And he always helped the weak, saved lives, and spreading wealth was what he liked to do. But most of the people that, well, his kids and who their kids would be, would not have their abilities immediately, as it would take a while for the gene to always activate. But, spoilers, the man ended up dying. But it wasn't too sad, but no matter how you look at it, it was sad. Yes, he brought charity, happiness, and wealth to some places. But the fact that such a good man died, and the people that he cared about him, they were hurt. And they wanted their kids or people they know to be like him, but no one will ever be the same. So they could just strive for people to be better. But that's not how the world works, even if we want it to be peaceful. Also, this is not part of the story. If you guys want to read Unordinary, go to Webtoon. So, yeah. Now I'm going to pause. Now we see a boy with slick hair that looks like someone just put a wig on his head and put a hell of oil on that. Now, he realizes that his destination's past this silver or gray, whatever color you want to call his hair, beating this kid that I'm just going to call him a dirty blonde, even though he's probably not. As The kid thinks you're kidding me, right? As the silver-haired kid is trying to force the dirty blonde to do something, the dirty blonde will not, well, say yes to this. As then the silver-haired one acts like a superior, but the reason for this is because the higher your rank, the higher you are. So, silver-haired man's about to do something, as then, the kid, well, bumps into him. Ooh. Now, I'm gonna say Kaneki was almost on the point of getting white hair. So, which, if you don't know how I'm gonna make it, is when he has black hair, that's gonna be like the weakest state he will be in no matter what. When he gets white hair, that's gonna be his strongest. When he has a mix between, that's his middle, obviously. As John says, keep your hands to yourself. As silver-haired kid calls him a cripple, based on the book. As he pops his knuckles and punches, well, about to punch John, as John temporarily deflects, as John socks him right in the face. Then he steps back as then his ability activates. Now, I know John's ability is aura manipulation, but if you can't keep up in time, then it's useless. As well, the man threw a punch, and John dodged that, but what John didn't know is the guy also sent a uppercut. So he thought that it probably wouldn't work, but John got hit square in the chin, and he got knocked out. Now Kaneki sees this as he interferes. Now he still has black hairs. He's telling the guy to stop. As he said, "What do you mean?" Now, he said, "I told you to stop. This isn't right." As Kaneki's gonna be one of those people that doesn't believe in the system. He doesn't believe that's how the world should run. But the silver-haired kid doesn't care, so he charges at him. Now, Kaneki doesn't want to fight, but because he doesn't want to, he's getting beaten brutally. As you see his hair turn white, one eye go black, and well, where the iris and all is, go red. Oh, not the pupil. It looks like the pupil goes red for a second, but that's just because of the movement. Now he says, "I told you to stop, but you chose not to," as he pops one of his knuckles. I actually popped my knuckle. As his Kagane comes out. Now, the guy's saying, "What the hell is this?" Now he tries to charge at him. As the second he got barely even within Kaneki's range, one of the Kagane just slapped him into a wall. As Kaneki's walking over, as Kaneki, I'm gonna say is a I'm gonna say a 6. Yeah. So Kaneki's quite strong, but that's his like base. So right now Kaneki's a 7. Because he ate a good bit of meat today. And he is a massive meat lover. Literally, you offer anything with meat in it, he will choose that instantly. The bigger amount of it, well, obviously he's going to choose that. So, yeah, the guy goes through a wall and through another, as then he cracks the other one as Kaneki's walking by, as he's now choking him in the air and saying, "I warned you. I'm going to let you off this one time. You try? No. If I ever catch wind of you doing anything like this, I will kill you." And he doesn't mean, like, he's actually going to kill him. He's going to make him wish he was dead. So, yeah. Now, Kaneki would then drop him, as the guy would need to go to the hospital. And I'm going to say Kaneki grabbed John, but he put on, like, his back, using one of his Kaganes to substitute for arm, as the silver-haired kid, he was getting dragged by the back of... Actually, no. He threw the silver-haired kid out the window. Yeah. Instead of dropping him, he used his Kagane and slapped him outside a window. Now he brings John to the infirmary. Now, we say blue-haired man with, I don't know if you would call that like a mercury color or just yellow. But he's pissed. Like, he is extremely mad. As, well, same thing happens in Canon? Same thing happens in the story. With the whole Serafina and the, like, leaving thing. As the Silver Kid is blaming everything on a... Well, he's blaming it on John a bit, but he's mainly blaming it on Kaneki. Now, he doesn't say, that no good cripple, I'll destroy him the next time I see him. He says, that no good red tentacled freak, and that cripple. Next time I see them, I'm gonna kill them. As, well, Kaneki walks out, as he sighs and says, today was too boring. Silver-haired kid says, speak of the devil. Now he tries to charge at Kaneki. And the second he does, because Kaneki's Kagane, they still got that, like, sharp edge to it. So the second that was about to happen, one of Kaneki's Kagane come out, and they're about to puncture his neck. Because it also semi-works as an automatic defense. So the guy is thinking, what is that supposed to scare me? As Kaneki looks over to him and says, well, considering how if I wanted to, I can make it pierce your neck. Yes, I would say so. As he laughs and says, fine, I'll leave you alone. As then John comes out with Serafina as he tries to charge John, and then he sees Serafina and he's like, oh shit. Now, she doesn't say anything as she tells him to stand down in an ordering tone as, well, he is strong, she is stronger than, him, as it sounds like he's trying to convince himself. He says, am I supposed to be scared? And he is shaking as he's blabbering on as she uses her ability to stop time, and I don't know how many times she punched him. I'm gonna say she punched him like 2 to 3 times. No, actually 1 time. And then it's resumed time because of how vectors would work, along with air pressure, along with multiple other things. Sending him flying into a wall. Bam. Bam. Now, he'd get up and say, fine, I'll leave you alone. As then it looks like he's about to try to attack John. As then he goes after Kaneki like an idiot. He did not try to fight Serafina this time. He knew that was a suicide mission. So, second he did, two of Kaneki's Kagane wrapped around him. I said, I told you I could have killed you. So I'm just going to start crushing you. As he can feel that the grip is slowly getting tighter and tighter and tighter. As Serafina realizes if he doesn't stop eventually, he's going to pop off his head. Like a bottle rocket. Except he's not going to have to twist him and, well, loosen up the head. It's just going to blow. Kind of like a volcano, actually. As then she hears a crack. As then she uses her ability. Now, the thing is with Kaneki, his quirk will still, his ability will still activate as like an automatic defense, ripping through time and space itself, because it itself should not be in this reality. So, time won't affect it. Now, Kaneki, was able to turn his head a bit in that moment, and as he looked and saw what she was about to try to do, as he would smile and say, well, he wouldn't say anything. As then she'd be grabbed, as then she'd stop using her ability, as John would be surprised, because he doesn't understand what's going on. Like, Seraphina shouldn't have been captured. Her ability should have worked. As Kaneki says, interesting, what's your ability? She's like, how does that happen? After all, you should have been frozen. So should your ability. As Kaneki says, I guess that means that for some reason mine's not restricted by time or reality. Good to know. Don't know how I was able to move my head though. Although your ability is quite interesting. Although, if you're ever kidnapped or anything, I would suggest, that happening. And if anyone's about to hit you or inject you with something, I suggest training your ability until it works like an automatic defense, until it's rooted into your psyche. Actually, like I have mine. Now, he's not even trying to crush Seraphine. He doesn't care to. Now, he's just crushing the silver-haired kid more and more, as all you hear is a couple bones crack as the guy yells. As 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry guys. It's been like 10 minutes. So, I believe I left off on Kaneki using his Kagane to start to crush his bones. As then Kaneki would stop and shock this man. Sorry if the audio just changed. I moved the mic because before I had it in my hand, then it was on the table, now it's on my hand. On my hand? In my hand? No, technically it's on my... we're not going to do that. No. Okay. Now, John would say, oh, it's you again. As, kind of be like, oh, you're the kid who got hit and knocked out in one punch. Granted, it was an uppercut, and he was using his ability, Stone Skin. But, like, come on. He's like, oh, come on, I'm just a cripple. As Kaneki looks at him and says, even if you don't have an ability, you're not a cripple. Simply put it, you're somebody with the biggest disadvantage possible, but not a cripple. Cripples, yes, they have disadvantages, but you can still move, and they can't usually. As John said, in a sense you're right, but in another sense, that means that they can't go forward or go backward. As Kaneki would smile and say, maybe not in advancement, technological advancements and such, but in fighting, no matter who you are, your skill will always increase no matter what. As Kaneki also says, why are you hiding what you can really do? As Seraphina's, I'm pretty sure Seraphina doesn't know. So Seraphina's interested in what he means. As John would say, I don't know what you mean. As Kaneki would say, I hope you know it's no use. My Kagane has to deal with, my blood and my DNA. Therefore, give me a little bit of insight on others' blood and DNA. And I can tell with yours, you're no cripple. Or what you call a cripple, at least. As he looks to the side and say, I don't know what you mean. As he was about to turn as Kaneki say, don't give me that shit. Now he doesn't like using a more demanding voice because he's a pretty chill dude, but he hates being lied to with a passion. So he says, fine, you're right, I'm not what I call a cripple. So what would that mean your ability is? After all, I can already gauge what your current limit is. Not current limit, what you currently are. After all, the stronger you are, the more the cells mutate, and the more the DNA changes. John's shocked, because basically what it does is it lets him see what would be perceived as an unnatural thing in their, well, in Kaneki's world. And barely at that. It won't even tell them their ability, but it will tell them around how strong they are and, well, the fact that they have one. So, yeah. Well, an active one. As I'm going to say, all the quote-unquote cripples, they have abilities, but it just won't ever awaken. Kind of like how I'm pretty sure quirks are in My Hero Academia. So, yeah. Unless they have something to enhance the gene to activate it, but that's not important. As Seraphina and him would leave. Now, let's get back to the guy with blue hair. As the two kids that he caught look at each other and say, "We're so screwed." Get to the infirmary, and he is putting down the hammer. As they are pointing fingers, as he doesn't care, as he bumps their head. As then I'm gonna say Kaneki had him by the legs and started spinning this man and launched him through a window and to the door of the doctor's office. As he looks, as he realizes they're gone. They are gone. Mother. As he's thinking, wait, could they have done that actually? Because he heard a glass shattered, and he doesn't think that Seraphina could do that, because they're on, I'm gonna say, the 7th floor. Because don't get me wrong, she's strong, but there's a limit. So yeah. Now, we're gonna go to, well, Kaneki's house. It's a pretty big house. Lots of books, training equipment, and, well, a couple of chemical and blood tests. Well, chemical, things to test with chemicals, and you could say a blood laboratory. So he's trying to find out, because, how do I explain it? I'm pretty sure there's 4 different types of Kagune. As with this Kagune, it's very hard for him to tell, and he can basically only see it when he's about to pass out. But it says 1 out of 4, which makes him think that could there be more configurations? As there is. Yes, Kaneki in this will be insanely broken, with being very fast, along with the fact I'm literally giving him every type. Yeah, every type of Kagune. That means the type Toka has, the type he has, and the, equip one. Actually, there's 3 then. So, yeah. Never mind, that means there's 3. So, okay, I don't even know how many types of Kagune. Hold up, I can actually search this up. Four different types. I don't want fucking. Oh, you bitch. Okay, yeah. So, never mind, there is 4. One's like a tail. Right? Hold up. I can't read fucking Japanese, assholes. Rinkaku. Armor, tail, thing. Okay, yeah. So there's 4 different types. One's a tail. One's I don't know how to explain Kaneki's really well. One is an armament, and the other is freaking wings. So yeah. Now, wait, fuck, what was I doing? Oh yeah, so he's friends with Remy. As he knows that she used to be a vigilante, and whenever it would come to something, he would try to help her out of the situation. Because he's very intelligent, and he's pretty damn strong. Stronger than her, even. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but, he's also stronger than their king. Yeah. Or Orlo. He was the former king? Oh, that's right, because, I forgot, he would be the former king because John... Him and John are technically equal. Actually, no, Kaneki would technically beat his ass. Because this freaking Kagane don't even have to do with aura. Like, I know their abilities in there do have to do with aura, but Kagane isn't even aura, it's literally just him. It's literally just a shit ton of his blood, DNA shaped into a weapon. I don't know if you guys have ever thought about that. But yeah. Now, because let's say be very, very, very close. Him and Remy. Remy's the girl that you see in the picture, and she has a lightning ability. Now, one of my friends got her confused with someone else. Please don't get her confused, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't have a ship, and if she does, well, I'm breaking the ship. So, yeah. Now, what coming up? So, Remy calls him, because he was exercising. As she says, hey, do you want to go to the mall with me? As Kaneki says, honestly, I don't want to, because I got a couple things to do, but if you're going to be persistent about it, I will. As she's already at his door, and she rings the doorbell, and he's like, really? You're going to call me before you ring my... So you're telling me you're so close to my house that you're going to call me, and then ring my doorbell, like 12 seconds after you call me. She says, yep. As he sighs and says, well, I should have expected this. After all, you are the queen. She says, what is that supposed to mean? As he laughs and says, nothing, don't worry about it. As she kind of gives him like a pouty face. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Oh well. Now, they go and they end up seeing Sarah. Well, they go shopping. They eat at a cafe for a while. As, well, it's actually kind of like a date. Now, let's say he's a reincarnate. He's Kaneki. That was, like, his soul turned into another Kaneki. So he still has some memories now. He doesn't trust walking girls home. Well, no, he trusts Remy, but then he thinks back to the fact she can beat their ass. Like, she can basically beat any of their ass. She can literally kill them with electricity. Which, electricity, in my opinion, is kind of broken. So it's time manipulation, but she lost time manipulation. But if you think about it, technically, she could take all electricity out of your body, making your body stop working, so then you die, along with the fact that she can overload your body with electricity, killing you. Like, that's kind of scary. And she's at 6.3. Anyway. Now, she literally just zips out of there. Now, we're not going to get into that. Actually, before she left, she was blushing hardcore as hell. As then because she was shy about this, because she asked Kaneki if he wanted to date her. As Kaneki said, sure, why not? So, yeah, now they're dating. And yes, Kaneki does have genuine feelings for her. Now, she literally zips away out of embarrassment, but also happiness. So, yeah, she's at her house in, like, 0.5 seconds. Because I'm saying she can only do it for, like, 1 second. And the speed of which she will travel would be dependent on her emotions. Like how strong they are currently. And they have to be, like, Embarrassment, I would say, is like a neutral one, and happiness is kind of a neutral one. Well, no, happiness is a positive, but you get the point. Now, he would end up, well, actually meeting up with Serafina, also known as Sarah, and John. Now, they would talk for a while as she asked what Kaneki and John's power level is. Actually, no, she wouldn't ask for John's because she thinks, yeah, he's a have. Actually, no, she does now think he has an ability. Now, ability. Now they go to the ability gauge as they're in line because John and Kaneki convinced her to. As the girl's yelling how she thinks she's like at least a 5, and the guy's saying that, yeah, I'm sorry, you're only a 4, all that. Now, she threatens him as, dang, she ain't even a 4. This man had to round up. She really a 3.6? Man, Gavin, I'm sorry, buddy, but you were only a 2.8. You should have died from Kaneki. I'm going to be honest. I'll say Kaneki wasn't even trying to hurt him. Well, he was, but, like, barely even. Like, he tightened up the grip as much as an ant would try. An ant would walk. So, yeah. That, imagine, like, 1/trillionth of how tight he could have made it. So, 1/trillionth of 1 is how tight he made it. Like, how much tighter. As John would ask for her to stop holding up the line, as then she turned to him and yeah at him, as Kaneki would simply say, "Excuse me, sir. How much of a pain this is. Can you please check mine?" As Kaneki thinks he's a 6 because his transformation made him. Actually, I'm gonna say it made him a 7.5. So yeah, 7.5. As the guy rounds up, actually no, he says that he's a 7.5. As the lady turns around to him and says, "What do you mean? How can a brat like that be stronger than me?" As she makes a ball of energy. Now, Kaneki realizes that can blow the F up. As Kaneki smiles and says, "Miss, I'm gonna tell you this right now. You try to blow it up, and you're going to be missing part of your arm. And this is not a threat, it's a warning, as I will use my ability to, well, capture your certain degree, where the only thing that could be in the blast radius is your arm and my ability." As she tries to attack Kaneki. As Kaneki twists, as Kagane opens it up a little bit, and then twists it around her, right, so basically the end of it is right before her elbow, right? And she set it off, because she thought it was going to hit Kaneki. And, jeez, was she screaming loud. Now, the security guards came over to her as, they asked what happened, as Kaneki just flat out said it, as they tried to, tell him, "Hey kid, this is illegal, you can't, that's attempted murder." He says, "No, it's self-defense. After all, she actually tried to kill me. She tried to use her ability, which was something like a grenade, I'm guessing. She tried to touch my face with it. That's attempted murder." That's it. As they sign it and just say, "We'll find out from the security footage, there's no point in lying." As he says, "Okay, I'm not lying, so go ahead." As they rush her to a hospital and they check in, he wasn't lying. So she tries to sue him, as they say, "Oh no, you actually literally you can go to court and lose your money, because literally it shows exactly what you did." And the guy, I want to say, didn't get in trouble, because I'm gonna say they were more compassionate in this timeline, the security guards, or that there was different security guards. Now I'm gonna pause it. Now, Kaneki says he's gonna go to his house, as they're walking the same way. As he says, "Wait a minute, where do you live? Hey, where do you live?" As he says, his address says, Connie says, wait, I mean you're the neighbor to my neighbor to my neighbor. Huh. Because, yeah, as he thinks, wait. So he's the I says, what do you even do in your house so much? Like, I've never seen you leave your house, and the only time I've actually I don't think I've ever heard any noise from your house. Like, no video games, no music, nothing. It says, yeah, because I study, test things, listen to music on headphones, and I train. Like, physically train. And it says, wait, then why are you so skinny? As he says, guessing it's part of my ability, or side effect, you could say. As they're talking, as they stop us, they both look behind them, as John grabs Seraphina's arm, and they start bolting. Now, they go to an alley, as, Kaneki is literally about to stab, he literally spun, he basically made his Kaneki like a piece of rope, his Kagune like a piece of rope, so he twisted it, and it was like a needle, a very big needle, as he was about, like, literally, this man who's right about to pierce, Kaneki was right about to pierce this dude in the heart, as in, time stopped. Now, Kaneki stopped, but then, because he wasn't actually going to pierce this man's heart, he was going to get close, unwrap, and then capture him, and squeeze him to death, like a piranha plant. No, sorry, not piranha plant, flytrap plant. As she sees it moving now, so she literally just kicks him out of there, and then just beats the living fuck out of him, goes back, and simply stands there as Connie says, I see. Use your ability to get whoever that was out of the range of my Kagune. Why? She says, you would have killed them. This is, well, yeah, they had, I wouldn't say malice, but I wouldn't say that it wasn't malice either. As she'd be confused as all hail. As he'd sign and say, whatever. Props to deal with you and me. After all, who knows, maybe someone that is potentially dangerous found out about how high our power levels were. Our ability levels were when we got him tested. Now she nodded her head as, fuck, what was I gonna, oh, and John got his tested, right? But, because I'm gonna say, like, right before his ability activates, it pops like a little screen for a split second showing, as, she told him, because she saw this, she told him, yeah, don't, like, let him get close to, but don't let him, yeah, so they found out, yeah, John's a 7. Damn! So yeah, now, and this I'm going to be making it, this time I'm going to make it work. The king, the princess, king, and the prince. Yeah, there's no Jack in this timeline. So, yeah. Now, so usually they choose like one of the weakest people for the prince or princess to just for the heck of it, because they don't really care at that point. But their school's gonna be a bit different. Anyway, now they go to their house. Well, Kaneki and flippin' John and Seraphina, they split off. And they go to their house. That's gonna be where I'm off the video, everyone. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you're not already. Leave a like and bell notification. Turn on the notification to all. Leave a like on the video to tell me that you like it. Please do comment if you want to talk. Basically, just if you want to communicate. If you want to make a series with me, Just let me know on like Discord. Let me know your thing. And you should recognize me pretty easily. So yeah, that's all the way. Goodbye. I'll see you all later. This is gonna be nice though, Chia. Signing out. Goodbye. I'll see you all later. And it's time to do the outro. Oh wait, no.